Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and sitting with me in person is Robb Padgett. Hey, Rob.
Hello.
Everything's good. We just had an interview, so look, I'm going to sound like I'm rushing because we got to get Rob out of here. You have a life.
I'm a busy man. They're all waiting on a Zoom call, but it's like, just wait.
You are good. I love it. See? And what was that? It's some Hollywood executive I remember once, like, a meeting that they have to wait for you is a meeting you want them to wait. I don't know. No, it wasn't.
It'll become a meeting about how I don't have a job anymore.
Exactly. You'll jump on Zoom. Jeff, you got me fired. Oops. All right. So listen to the podcast before this one in the Discover Indie Film podcast feed. You'll get to hear Rob's interview and got to know you better and all your work and how you became a writing, directing, singing, editing, saxophone playing person of all trades.
Sure.
And you are here because your film, Merry Heistmas, was at Sherman Film Festival in December of 2025.
Yeah.
And took home the Grand Jury Award for Best Feature Film Comedy. You also, as the lead actor, but your cast took home the Grand Jury Award for Best Performance by a Cast. And excellent acting all around.
Yeah, I'm
excellent
very proud of
film
that one,
all around.
they're so good. Yeah.
And honestly, I just love. It's funny. It always annoys me that there's not a cast Oscar. I love that SAG has a cast award.
Yeah.
But I always thought that was I'm like, why are you highlighting one performer in a cast where no one can be good if the people they're acting with aren't good?
You've never watched a movie and went, everybody was terrible except for that one person was amazing, so the movie's good. It's like, no.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people have been holding up that hack Meryl Streep for how long?
I know.
No, so anyway, listen to the podcast before this one and check the links in the show notes so you can watch Merry Heistmas and other stuff Rob has done, because this podcast is a 4 questions podcast, as I call them, which means Rob will be answering. Question 1 is, name 3 films you love, just 3 favorites. It doesn't have to be best 3 of all time. Sure. You can even throw in guilty pleasures if you want. The second question is a film that is underrated, then comes a film that's overrated, and then finally a lesser known film for people to seek out. Obviously, it's just a fun way to talk about movies. And once you know someone's favorite movies, you know all you know about. That's all you need to know.
How
right?
bad my taste is, yeah.
Good or bad or out of left field. So you want to name 3 faves?
3 faves. Well, we talked about in the interview. I like Amadeus. I'm so basic with the movies that are my favorites. You know, I like stuff like, I like Citizen Kane. It really is one of my favorite movies. Casablanca really is one of my favorite movies.
Casablanca
When Harry Met
so
Sally, those
good.
kind of things. This is 90s stuff, you know? It was also popular in the 90s.
Every time I rewatch Casablanca, though, I'm like, I cannot believe how current it feels.
Yeah, it's so good.
There's nothing dated about it.
No, and people used to make fun of the acting, like, oh, I said back. It's like, no. The acting is really good. And those old movies, we just didn't interpret them correctly or something.
It's really good. And even I always remember that scene with Bogart and Bird, like the flashback to them in Paris when they were happy and he's all smiling. And I'm like, dude had range. Like, it wasn't he wasn't just flicking a cigarette around and And
for a movie they made in a couple weeks, like, damn, it's good.
And Amadeus is one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
So good. Everything you named is excellent.
Good.
Of course, we are admittedly demographically similar.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We didn't meet under weird circumstances. We both met because we're into the same stuff.
And within less than a decade apart in age and
grew up around the same time.
So it is. I admit when a nice young person sits down on this podcast and names 3 Korean films, I'm like, I wish I had time to get into it.
Oh yeah.
But it came after my time, and I just can't.
We had a lot of American movies to watch.
There's like a couple hundred Korean films for me to truly appreciate the brilliance coming out of there.
Yeah. And then you have to also steep yourself in the culture enough that you get it.
That I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'll settle. Excellent list. Excellent. Citizen Kane.
I really like it. And now I live in Culver City, and that's where they shot Citizen Kane.
Oh, that is cool.
And so I think that's pretty cool.
Was it RKO back then?
Yeah, I don't know. They shot part of it at the Sony lot. Yeah. Well, the now Sony lot.
Yeah, Sony still has a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time since but anyway. All right. We got a couple favorites out.
Yeah.
Question number 2 is a film you feel is underrated.
Oh, it's so funny. I was just listening to the Unspooled podcast this morning, and they were talking about Shakespeare in Love. And I don't know if it's because I was a theater student at the time that movie came out, but that I think is an underrated film, which is a weird thing to say about a movie that won an Oscar. But like nobody talks about it anymore.
And it kind of gets shat on.
Yeah, because of
who Gwyneth became.
And because of Harvey Weinstein producing it.
Yeah. And because, he might have purchased her an Oscar.
Right.
But man, the film itself,
I loved it.
It is unfair to the film that everyone makes fun of, Gwyneth's current goop thing.
Yeah, we don't care
which there's people who love it, it's not for me.
Where,
I don't want to put a rock inside my body, a crystal.
Yeah, especially the sensitive parts. I'll put one in my mouth
because I have
a diamond.
The heart of Christmas.
Yeah, and it's not a suppository.
We'll find out.
What you do with that diamond in your spare time?
That is a reference. That's a callback to the previous podcast because Rob gave me a prop from the film Mary Heistmas.
I did.
All right, one of them. So, so Shakespeare in Love, excellent, underrated, very much so. And
overrated.
The next question is overrated.
Okay, this is going to be controversial because there are two movies from this year that I think are overrated, and I'll tell you why. I think that I can't even remember the name of it now. The battles
Oh yeah, one battle after another.
I think is overrated, and I think Sinners is overrated, and here's why. They were so hyped up to me. There's no possible way they could have ever lived up to my expectation of what they were going to be when I watched them. And if I hadn't known anything about them, I would have been, oh yeah, especially with Sinners. What an interesting film. One battle after another, I would have said, oh, this is so interesting, but man, does it need to be this long? But, I would have watched them and I would have thought they were great. But it's a lot like literature. So there's famous books from literature, in history. And you're like, this book, you got to read. This is the great American novel. And you read it and you're like, oh, it's just a book.
That's a good book.
Yeah, it's just a good book. It's good. It's got a story. I expected it to change my life. It's not changing it. Not yet. Maybe
I think that's why a lot of people hate on Citizen Kane, right? Because they're told number one of all time.
Right.
And then they watch it and they're like,
oh, it's a movie about a guy.
Yeah, it didn't change my life. It's like, I'm not sure anyone promised it would change your life.
Yeah, so those movies I think are overrated by virtue of the fact that they can never live up to the hype that I was getting.
Yeah. And it's the expectations game is huge. Mm-hmm. It's huge. And I actually was more impressed with like Weapons.
I haven't even seen Weapons.
I saw it on streaming. You
yeah.
know.
I that's where I will see it.
In fact, One Battle After Another is something I have to watch soon. I still haven't seen it.
I watched it on streaming too.
Yeah. Well, my problem is we get so many submissions to the festivals that these movies that Hollywood puts out, I'm like, hey, they can wait.
Yeah.
They can wait. I'd rather support the indies anyway.
Right.
All right. That gets us to the last question.
Okay.
A lesser known film for people to seek out.
Oh, well, if we talk about 90s movies, let's talk about 90s indie films. Because I really don't have, like, I like movies and I watch the same stuff that everybody watches. So 90s movie, Living in Oblivion.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
About filmmaking.
Yeah.
About
it's
indie
about
filmmaking.
Because I was getting into filmmaking when I watched it. Yeah. Steve Buscemi.
So nice that you can watch that without having a panic attack.
Oh, no,
you have one. Every time you see it.
But it's not. Yeah, but it's not my movie. So I'm. It's like it's just a movie. It's just a movie. But it is triggering.
It's triggering. And Steve Buscemi plays. Wait, is that Alex Rockwell directed?
I can't remember.
I can't remember who directed. I think it might have been Alexander Rockwell. But there is a funny because that actor, the famous actor who gets knocked out and then gets shoved in the back of a cab, but the crew member who's putting him in the cab says, "Here's my feature screenplay. I'm going to put it in your coat pocket."
Yeah.
It is a fact that the guy had made a film with Brad Pitt, like the film before.
Oh,
so that's a Brad Pitt stand-in.
Nice.
Apparently, Brad was not as cool back then, or I don't know.
Well, he was.
I think he's like the coolest guy in the world. But it's Living in Oblivion.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's a movie people don't watch anymore.
No, yeah, and you'd think it would be like huge. You think it'd just be like part of the lexicon.
The kids will
of
find
indie
it.
filmmakers.
They'll start reacting to it on YouTube, and then it'll get a new life.
It is weird what they can discover. Yeah, it's true. That's the thing. It's got to be on YouTube.
It's got to be something that is served to them on the front page of HBO Max or something.
And that's the problem, right? Is the streamers are all about what they're paying for right now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the library of content's actually getting. Yeah, there's lots
getting
of
pushed to
films
the
I
back.
love.
Yeah.
I refuse to torrent unless they don't offer me any option.
Right.
And sometimes you can't even pay $7.99 for
Yeah.
a classic from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
For real. All right. We got through all 4.
All right, now I can
in
go
10
on my
minutes.
Zoom call.
Now you can get on Zoom. All right. I will close us out. Check the show notes. Robb Padgett. It's robpadgett.com, right?
Yeah, it is, but it's not a very
but
impressive
we'll have
website.
a link, but we'll still have a link to it.
Sure.
Including all your music and films, everything, web series. I hope they're all linkable on there. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, caterpictures.com too.
Yeah.
KATR pictures.
Yes, we will give people that, as well as the social media links and the links to all the crap that I am involved in, which is if you go to discoveryindiefilm.com, that's for this podcast. And some stuff that grew out of it. @DIFWins is the social media for it. If you change that .com to .org, that's the nonprofit that runs 2 festivals in the LA area, both ranked in the top 100 best reviewed worldwide. So that's discoveryindiefilm.org will get you to Sherman Oaks Film Festival and or Film Invasion Los Angeles. And amusingly, if you want to check out Film Invasion Lima, their cousin that was born in South America in January of 2026, it's actually, I haven't put that on discoveryindiefilm.org because it just lives within Film Invasion LA. Amusingly, it's not actually run by the US-based nonprofit. It's run by an entity that the team down in Lima created. And just to make sure I don't get burned, or the nonprofit doesn't get burned, I was like, oh, well, let's not pretend that Lima is being run by this nonprofit.
Oh, yeah.
Because I do not want to deal with the repercussions of getting income from another country for this nonprofit. I just,
Make people would show up at your house.
I wish I could chill out when I'm filling out government forms, but I really can't.
No.
For some reason, when I send stuff to the IRS, I'm like, okay, they might look at it. I know that our dear president fired everyone in the IRS, and I can't get audited, but I still worry about it.
Nobody's going to come.
All right. We are going to sign off now so that Rob can hop on Zoom, and I can go on with the rest of my day. I actually got a workload. Thank you for being here.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. And check out Mary Heistmas.
Please.
You are commanded to. And write good reviews on it.
Yeah.
Especially everywhere. All right. Bye.